7 signs you're in a buyer's market. Have you ever wondered if now is the perfect time to buy your dream home? Whether you're a first-time homebuyer, a growing family looking for more space, or an investor seeking a great deal, understanding the real estate market can make or break your decision. In a buyer's market, the conditions tilt in favor of those purchasing homes, offering opportunities for better prices, more choices, and greater negotiating power. But how do you know if you're in one? Some buyers seize the moment to secure amazing deals, while others miss out, unsure of the signs. The difference often lies in recognizing 7 key indicators that you're in a buyer's market. In this article, we're going to explore 7 signs that the housing market is favoring buyers, backed by insights from real estate research and industry experts. These aren't just guesses, they're evidence-based signals identified by professionals who study housing trends and market dynamics. By the end, you'll know exactly how to spot a buyer's market, why these signs matter, and how to act to make the most of this opportunity. Stay with us until the end, because you might already be in a buyer's market, and recognizing these signs could help you land the home of your dreams at the right price. Let's dive in and discover how to know you're in a buyer's market. Sign 1. Homes are staying on the market longer. The first sign that you're in a buyer's market is that homes are staying on the market longer, with properties taking weeks or months to sell instead of days. A 2021 National Association of Realtors (NAR) report found that in a buyer's market, the average days on market (DOM) exceeds 60 days, compared to under 30 in a seller's market, as excess supply gives buyers more time to choose. Longer DOM signals that sellers are struggling to attract offers, shifting leverage to buyers who can take their time and negotiate. Imagine 2 homebuyers, Emma and Noah, both 32 years old, house hunting in different neighborhoods. Noah sees homes in his area sell within a week, with multiple bids driving up prices, leaving him rushed and outbid. Emma, however, finds homes in her market lingering for 70 to 90 days, giving her time to tour multiple properties and make a thoughtful offer below asking price. Emma's market shows buyer-friendly conditions, while Noah's fast-moving market favors sellers. Longer DOM isn't just a delay, it's a window of opportunity for buyers. The good news? You can check DOM today. Use real estate platforms like Zillow or Realtor.com to search homes in your area and note the days on market listed for active properties. If most exceed 60 days, you're likely in a buyer's market. Contact a local realtor to confirm trends. Ask yourself, are homes in your area staying on the market longer, or are they selling quickly? If they're lingering, that's a huge sign you're in a buyer's market. If not, check DOM for one neighborhood this week. It'll reveal the market's pace. Sign 2. Sellers are offering concessions or price reductions. The second sign that you're in a buyer's market is that sellers are offering concessions or price reductions, such as covering closing costs, paying for repairs, or lowering the asking price to attract buyers. A 2020 Redfin study found that in buyers' markets, 25% of listings see price cuts of 5 to 10% within 30 days, and 15% of sellers offer concessions like free home warranties, as high inventory pressures them to compete. These moves signal that buyers have the upper hand to negotiate better deals. Consider 2 families, Mia and Liam, both 38 years old, shopping for homes. Liam's market has sellers holding firm, with no discounts and bidding wars common, forcing him to pay over asking. Mia, however, sees sellers in her area slashing prices by $10,000 to $20,000 and offering to cover $5,000 in closing costs, making her offer more affordable. Mia's market shows buyer-friendly concessions, while Liam's lacks them, favoring sellers. Concessions aren't just perks, they're proof of buyer leverage. The good news is that you can spot concessions today. Browse listings on sites like Redfin or MLS.com and look for phrases like price reduced, seller pays closing costs, or motivated seller. Filter for homes with price cuts or ask a realtor about recent seller incentives in your area. If reductions or concessions are common, you're in a buyer's market. Reflect on your findings. Are sellers offering price cuts or concessions, or are prices firm? If concessions are frequent, that's a powerful sign you're in a buyer's market. If not, search for one listing with a price cut this week. It'll confirm market trends. If you're finding this motivating, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Let's move on to the third sign. Sign 3. Inventory of homes for sale is high. The third sign that you're in a buyer's market is that the inventory of homes for sale is high, meaning there are more properties available than buyers seeking them. A 2019 NAR study noted that a buyer's market typically has a housing inventory of 6+ months, meaning it would take over 6 months to sell all listed homes at the current sales pace, compared to 2 to 3 months in a seller's market. High inventory gives buyers more choices and less pressure to compete, driving prices down. Picture two first-time buyers, Ava and Ethan, both 28 years old. Ethan's market has a 2-month inventory, with few homes available, sparking bidding wars that price him out. Ava's market has an 8-month inventory, with dozens of homes in her price range, letting her compare options and negotiate a $15,000 discount. Ava's high inventory signals a buyer's market, while Ethan's low supply favors sellers. More homes mean more power for buyers. The best part: you can check inventory today. Contact a local realtor or use NAR's monthly housing reports, available at nar.realtor, to find your area's months of inventory. Alternatively, count active listings versus recent sales on Zillow. Divide total listings by monthly sales to estimate months. If it's over 6 months, you're likely in a buyer's market. Ask yourself, is the inventory of homes high in your area, or are options scarce? If inventory is high, that's a major sign you're in a buyer's market. If not, check your local inventory this week. It'll show your bargaining power. Sign 4. Interest rates are favorable for buyers. The fourth sign that you're in a buyer's market is that interest rates are favorable for buyers, making mortgages more affordable and increasing purchasing power. A 2021 Freddie Mac analysis found that a 1% drop in mortgage rates, e.g., from 4% to 3%, boosts buyer affordability by 10%, allowing for larger loans or lower monthly payments. Low rates, often below 4%, signal a buyer-friendly market, as borrowing costs encourage demand but may not yet outpace supply. Think about two couples, Sophia and Lucas, both 40 years old, seeking $300,000 mortgages. Lucas faces 5% rates in a seller's market, with monthly payments of $1,610, stretching his budget. Sophia secures a 3% rate in a buyer's market, paying $1,265 monthly, saving $345 monthly and affording a better home. Sophia's low rates signal a buyer's market, while Lucas's higher rates limit his options. Favorable rates aren't just numbers, they're doors to better deals. The good news is that you can check rates today. Visit sites like Bankrate or Freddie Mac's Rate Tracker to see current 30-year fixed mortgage rates. If they're below 4% or lower than recent years, it's buyer-friendly. Pre-qualify with a lender to lock in a rate and estimate payments. Reflect on rates. Are interest rates favorable for buyers, or are they high? If rates are low, that's an incredible sign you're in a buyer's market. If not, check rates this week. It'll guide your timing. If you're still here and feeling inspired, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're with me. Your support helps us keep creating content to fuel your success. Let's move on to the fifth sign. Sign 5. New construction is outpacing demand. The fifth sign that you're in a buyer's market is that new construction is outpacing demand, with developers building more homes than buyers are purchasing. A 2020 U.S. Census Bureau report showed that in buyers' markets, new home construction exceeds sales by 20%, flooding the market with inventory and pressuring prices downward. Builders may offer incentives like free upgrades or discounted lots to move properties, giving buyers leverage. Consider two investors, Chloe and Max, both 45 years old, eyeing new developments. Max's market has builders selling homes as fast as they're built, with wait lists and rising prices. Chloe's market has new subdivisions sitting unsold for months, with builders offering $10,000 in upgrades or 2% rate buydowns, letting her negotiate a better deal. Chloe's oversupply signals a buyer's market, while Max's tight supply favors sellers. Excess construction isn't just development, it's buyer opportunity. The good news? You can research construction today. Check local news or sites like Builder Online for reports on new home construction in your area. Visit developer websites or tour new subdivisions to spot unsold homes or incentives like move-in specials. If new homes are piling up, it's a buyer's market. Ask yourself, is new construction outpacing demand, or are new homes scarce? If construction is high, that's a fantastic sign you're in a buyer's market. If not, visit one new development this week. It'll reveal supply trends. Sign 6. Comparable sales show declining prices. The sixth sign that you're in a buyer's market is that comparable sales show declining prices, with recently sold homes fetching lower prices than similar properties sold months earlier. A 2019 Zillow study found that in buyers' markets, median home sale prices dropped 3 to 5% year over year, as high inventory and low demand force sellers to accept less. Declining comps, comparable sales, give buyers leverage to offer below asking price, knowing sellers face a weaker market. Picture two homebuyers, Olivia and James, both 35 years old, researching comps. James's market shows homes selling for 5% more than last year, with fierce competition pushing prices up. Olivia's market has comps dropping 4%, with similar homes selling for $280,000 versus $295,000 last year, letting her offer $270,000 confidently. Olivia's declining comps signal a buyer's market, while James's rising prices favor sellers. Falling prices aren't just trends, they're buyer bargaining chips. The good news is that you can analyze comps today. Use Zillow or Redfin to search sold homes in your area, filtering for properties similar to your target, e.g., size, bedrooms, location, sold in the past 3 to 6 months. Compare to sales from a year ago. If prices are down, it's buyer-friendly. Ask a realtor for a comparative market analysis, CMA. Reflect on comps. Are comparable sales declining, or are prices rising? If prices are falling, that's a powerful sign you're in a buyer's market. If not, check one set of comps this week. It'll arm you for negotiations. If you're finding this insightful, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. Your support helps us keep creating content to empower your success. Let's move on to the 7th sign. Sign 7. Sellers are open to negotiations. The 7th sign that you're in a buyer's market is that sellers are open to negotiations, willing to accept lower offers, cover repairs, or agree to flexible terms like delayed closings. A 2021 Realtor.com survey found that in buyers' markets, 60% of sellers accept offers 5 to 10% below asking price, and 40% agree to buyer-requested concessions, as they compete for fewer buyers. This flexibility signals that buyers hold the power to craft favorable deals. Think about two families, Lily and Tom, both 42 years old, making offers. Tom's market has sellers rejecting anything below asking, with multiple offers forcing him to bid high. Lily's market sees sellers accepting 7% below asking and paying for roof repairs, letting her save $20,000. Lily's negotiable sellers signal a buyer's market, while Tom's rigid sellers favor themselves. Negotiation openness isn't just flexibility, it's a buyer's edge. The good news is that you can test seller flexibility today. Work with a realtor to submit a lowball offer, e.g., 5% below asking, on a home that's been listed for 60+ days, or ask for concessions like closing cost assistance. Monitor seller responses. If they counter or agree, it's a buyer's market. Ask yourself, are sellers open to negotiations, or are they inflexible? If they're negotiable, that's an incredible sign you're in a buyer's market. If not, test one offer this week. It'll show seller willingness. Final thoughts. Now that you know these 7 signs, take a moment to reflect on your local housing market. Are homes lingering on the market, sellers offering concessions, inventory high, interest rates low, new construction outpacing demand, comps declining, or sellers open to negotiations? Or are you seeing a seller's market with tight conditions? The good news is that a buyer's market is your chance to act, and every step you take, checking DOM, researching comps, or testing an offer, moves you closer to securing a home at a great price. Your home buying journey isn't set in stone, and the actions you take today can unlock incredible opportunities. A buyer's market isn't just about deals, it's about empowering you to find the perfect home on your terms, with savings and flexibility that build your financial future. If you've spotted these signs, don't wait. Start touring homes, talking to realtors, or getting pre-approved. If your market isn't quite there, keep monitoring these indicators. Take one step now. Check a listing's DOM, compare rates, or call a realtor. These small actions will create unstoppable momentum, because how you navigate the market today shapes the home and financial security you'll enjoy tomorrow. Thank you for sticking with me through this journey. If you found this inspiring, please leave a comment below with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more content to fuel your home buying journey. Here's to spotting a buyer's market and landing your dream home.